Greetings, Algo Artisans. Is FETCH. Crypto of the day, is it going to keep going up? We're going to talk about FETCH, what it is, and why I think it might go higher, even though it's already basically done at times 10. We're going to get into the charts right now. All right, so FETCH.AI, interesting token. This is kind of a broad-based catch-all AI token, right? We're going to talk about what it is in just a moment, but first we're going to look at the charts. We're going to say how much higher, when 10, when 100. I don't know if it's ever going to reach 10 or 100. Maybe it'll go 1,000. We don't know, because this is such a broad-based crypto. It has such a wide use case that it really could expand greatly, right? So let's just take a look at the technicals. Let's take a look at the charts. You can see here that back in 2023, FETCH's low, not counting the beginning of the year, let's just say the mid-year low, was about 16 cents. In late 2023, early 24, we looked at about 80 cents. So that's about a times 5. It's beautiful. Went ahead and dropped down to about 50 cents and made its way all the way up to 350. So that's a times 7 from the beginning of the year and something like a times 10 or better from last year. This coin's done really well. And usually if a coin's already done like a times 10 in last year, I kind of look at it and I think, okay, maybe it'll go higher. Probably it will during the bull market, but have we seen what there is to see with FETCH.AI? One of the ways I would take a look at that is to look at the last crypto 4-year cycle and see what its all-time high was, but that does not work for this coin. Let's see why. As I zoom out, you'll notice its all-time high was already eclipsed. So the all-time high was at about 119, 120, and that was eclipsed in this mega run up late February. Since then, it has about doubled or even tripled from that level, and now we are seeming to build a structure of lower. Now, I'm always concerned when I see something go up this far without coming down. If there were some kind of, I mean trouble in the crypto market, like a real issue, I'd expect it to go down towards $1, maybe even down to 81 cents and grab liquidity there. However, unless there is some kind of black swan in like the traditional finance market or crypto, I don't expect that to happen. I just don't see that happening outside of a black swan event. So what do I expect to happen? At this moment, we do see price is consolidating in this area. It already had built a bit of a range or a structure. I'm going to go to a lower time frame to assess that. So on the way up, we saw FETCH kind of do this bull flag type consolidation, and it did develop a bit of a range in this area, more or less. It's not that clean of a range, really. It's more of a channel, but that's okay. I think I can accept this being a good area for liquidity, right? And price has already dipped back down into that area. You can see that it has already come back down to grab what looks like liquidity in that area. What might happen next? Well, I'm going to use Fibonacci extensions. I'm going to use a couple of different ones. I'm going to treat this big long run as one Fibonacci move. So let's go all the way back to the low in February at 50 cents, and we'll go all the way up to where it basically topped out. There was this big jutting down move here, but that had to do with the crypto Bitcoin, I mean to say, taking its retracement after the ETF announcement and all that. So we can see some targets a little up higher, and we haven't seen price hit those targets yet. I'm looking at targets right now of about 474 and 383, and price did try to make its way up there. However, Bitcoin is stalling out just a little bit prior to the halving. We do see this Bitcoin pullback right now, so a lot of cryptos are going to pull back a little bit along with Bitcoin, and that's probably what we're seeing right now. Otherwise, I think we would have already hit this 383. Let's go ahead and do some near-term targets, some closer targets, right? I were to treat this most recent impulse right here. Now this impulse again was interrupted by Bitcoin, so I don't know how valid this one is. I might rather pay attention to the higher time frame impulse, but it did happen, so I will map it out and we will get some targets and we'll see if there is confluence, and I think I see some happening around that 383. Yes, so the 272 for this most recent move up here, this most recent impulse up, the 1.272 fib extension is right there, right below this 383, which is the higher time frame 272 as well. So I do expect to see price going up to this kind of 380. I might even consider, if I were in a trade, right, not a buy and hold, but a trade, I might pull profit right below this. And I think the way I would do that is I would look for Bitcoin to have already made what I think is its bottom. And we talk about what that might be over at Algo Factory.tech. We actually have some pretty good intel on what's probably going to happen. V the Gorilla, my business partner, talks to a lot of very high level traders, and they have been really, really accurate as far as where they're going to start to buy, the big boys, right? So we do have some data on that. And once that metric is met, we're going to consider charts like like this, like fetch, and maybe take along. Let's pretend for a moment that has happened. Let's say it happened just now. And let's say my algo's set to go long, right? What would that look like? Well, I would go long, and I'm not doing this. This is a hypothetical, and this has not happened. So this is not a trade I'm taking. I'm just demonstrating to you how I would take that trade in that scenario. And I would probably take a trade with targets that look like this. It's something like this. I'd have a stop loss that I would measure using the methods that we teach over at algofactory.tech, and then I would take targets. Even this generous stop loss here would give us almost a 4-to-1, like a 3.5-to-1 if I were to take the stop loss just a little bit deeper. That is a beautiful trade. That is just a gorgeous trade. And on top of that, FETCH.AI I think is one to buy and hold. So let's talk about what it is. If you go over to CoinMarketCap, you can see what is FETCH.AI. Founded in 2017 and launched via IEO on Binance in March 2019, FETCH.AI is an artificial intelligence AI lab building and open, permissionless, decentralized machine learning network with a crypto economy. FETCH.AI democratizes access to AI tech with a permissionless network upon which anyone can connect and access secure datasets by using autonomous AI to execute tasks that leverages global network of data. That is a lot. That's a mouthful. What's going on here is that, like I said before, it's a broad-based AI solution. This is something that connects to so many different areas, and it allows people to program AI really across the board. This is just a great base layer, democratized as this such a popular word they use these days. I think it's kind of a hack word. I'm getting tired of it. But what it is, it's allowing everybody access to AI that can connect to many different databases and many different purposes. It can be DeFi. It can be, in fact, it matches it right here. Look here. Let's just read what this says. The FETCH.AI model is rooted in use cases like optimizing DeFi, trading services, transportation networks like parking, micromobility, smart energy grids, travel, essentially any complex digital system that relies on large-scale data sets. So this is wonderful. It's a great way for anybody to come in, use this blockchain to program. It's amazing. So I do think that the market cap is pretty solid. You got a $2.5 billion market cap, 14% of that having been traded over a 24-hour period. Total supply, 1.1 billion. There is a circulating supply of most of that, of about, 75% of that, roughly 840 million FET is out there. Now, what's going on with the total supply versus circulating? I don't know about like the vesting schedule. I don't know why these tokens are locked up and not circulating, but this is not too bad at a 75-25, right? So I'm not that worried about the vesting. I'm okay with that. So this being so broad-based though, there's not really any way for me to kind of look at it and say, well, this market cap could be this high, right? I can't look at, and I can't do comparisons because first of all, I don't think there's a crypto that's met its AI potential yet. And second of all, AI is everything. And I don't think the AI pump is ending anytime soon. That was one narrative that seems to continue and continue and continue. And it seems that it's even pulling up other types of crypto narratives. It's everything. So could this go to $10? Easily. I think it could easily go to $10 this cycle. Could it go to 100? I think that would require some pretty big adoption. But then again, crypto might just go crazy. We're only in the kind of the teenage stage of this bull run. We got another anywhere from several months to a year for this bull run to complete. And you know what? That's based on old bull runs. We have institutional adoption. We have all kinds of things happening that might even change that 4-year cycle, which is basically something that, I will use it for reference, but I won't absolutely rely on that. So this really could go to who knows where. It's huge. Full disclosure, I will buy a bag. I don't know why I don't have one yet. I meant to buy a bag. That's okay. I'm in a lot of positions right now, so I'm not really hurting for positions, but I would look to offload some around $10, and then I'd hold the rest for the rest of the bull market. That's what I would do. So offload some at 10 is what I would do, but we're not giving investment advice, right? You have to do your own research, make your own decisions. Let's take a look briefly at their website just to see some of the integrations right here, right? There's Discord, OpenAI, Yahoo Finance, Slack, WhatsApp, Google Calendar. Those are just a quick list of their integrations. So FETCH.AI has its fingers in so many integrations here. Let me see here. We've got maps.google. We've got Fetch Holiday car parking from Geopify integration. I hope I said that right. There's Travel, Ability, OpenJourney V4, Google Gemini, AI Web Scraper Summarizer. You name it, this thing can integrate into it, which really leaves that potential just wide open. So again, I hope this was helpful. Please come over to algofactory.tech. We teach people how to build algorithms, build a trading method. They could trade it manually, or they can put themselves on the path to actually automate their trading. And that way they can pull money out of the market, possibly on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. It all depends on how they design it and what their success rate is. Come on over, algofactory.tech, trade your job, upgrade your life. We'll see you on the next one.